All right, welcome to the APOD 2.0. Special guest tonight, Chris. Just the two of us.
Yeah, no special guest tonight.
No.
But it's not for no reason.
It's a late one.
Yeah, it's a late show for one. For two, we would have David on, but he's not caught up on Rick and Morty. He's not as big a fan. It's either. I mean, he's a big fan, but not in
Very, very big fan.
not in the sense of like a fan of the content. He's just a large person who likes the show.
Yeah, his dad was like an engineer, or is, and I think he worked for like Boeing.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he could like Rick Sanchez's way back in time. He could undo a certain birth.
Well, you know that question that you asked me when I was like, yeah, I'd do my existence. I wonder if you asked David that, you know.
Yeah.
I wonder what he would say.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, yeah, we're here to talk about Rick and Morty, right? I don't know how many of you at home are big fans of the show, but we definitely love the show.
Kind of a big Back to the Future guy. That was always one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, like when I first saw the Adult Swim bumps for Rick and Morty, that's the first thing I thought of. I was like, this looks like a fucked up version of Back to the Future.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I was like, there's no way. Really? Back to the Future? Give me a break. And they did it. They went there.
Yeah, I was sold like straight from the beginning. Right, I thought the show was hilarious.
From the conception?
No, obviously I wasn't there for the conception of the show, but from the time that I saw those bumps, I was like, hey, it's going to be great. I watched the first episode, and I was like, yeah, it's like a fucked up fucking Back to the Future.
From the conception, I can picture like Justin Roiland and Dan Harmon, the creators, doing something weird.
Like a lot of candles involved and stuff like that.
Rose petals.
Yeah, we're going to throw a shout out to Harmontown, which is Dan Harmon's podcast, because I'm sure they could use the help. This fucking Z-grade show fucking throwing. Yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna give you guys a plug for free, yeah, and fucking their show is really funny. It's a great show. Rob Schraub comes on all the time, and he's really funny. But I think the funniest thing about him is how like annoying his voice is, but there's something like really soothing about it.
Something magical.
Yeah. He kind of talks like this, like all the time. It's like, gosh, you know. And he's like super obnoxious on the show. Like he has this whole like gag where he's like talking about Lord of the Rings. He's like, I don't know why they call it Lord of the Rings. There's only one ring in the movie. Yeah, and now we're ripping off their show. Right? But yeah, it's great. It's good. So
yeah, well, it's just kind of like David. David has the most obnoxious voice.
I don't know, dude. I think Rob Schraub is way more obnoxious than David.
But David is like the biggest.
Yeah, but
David's the most fans in the show.
Yeah, but he's not likable. Rob Schraub's pretty likable.
But people like David though, inexplicably.
Yeah, they do.
I think tonight they're going to enjoy his absence. The sound of silence.
Or a heart attack.
If you're living with AFib, don't listen to this show. Oh, fuck it. So tonight we're going to watch one of our favorite episodes of Rick and Morty.
Total Rickall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hands down my favorite episode of the entire series.
Yeah, that was a good one. That's not my favorite, but it's a good one. It's probably my second favorite.
Dude, it's pretty up there. I mean, I got my shirt. This is a Comic Con. Where is it? Oh, I think it's on the very bottom. Yeah, Comic Con 2014 exclusive Rick and Morty shirt. And then Ben has a shirt that's dedicated just to this episode.
Chris got it for me at WonderCon LA. We talked all about it in a previous episode a couple months ago when we were shilling our game, Primors. There's a lot. Well, we didn't have a lot of time. Chris got some time to go out and walk the floor. Came back with a bunch of surprises.
I mean,
gifts.
Oh,
it was pretty cool.
I was the hype man, right? Yeah. So I'd go out there, hype everything up. But, I went around and got some stuff for some cool people. And I got that shirt for Ben because he was nice enough to invite me out.
He knows he's a huge Rick and Morty fan, so I'm not just a poser.
I was actually... We had two rooms. I was supposed to go end up bunking with David, but I guess he pushed the 2 queen beds together, so there was no place for me to sleep. So I ended up just sleeping on a couch in Ben and Sean's room after security showed up.
It's like flying. I was like, David has to pay for like 2 seats, but does he have to pay for 2 beds?
It was like they got 2 queens and he pushed them together.
I pay for it.
Yeah, I'm not doing this anymore.
I pay for it.
Yeah. Right.
David, I don't have to pay for 2 seats, David. Are you sure you don't have to pay for 2 seats when you buy a fucking plane ticket? Are you sure? I don't have to.
Well, he's in New York this weekend, right?
Yeah, I guess his sister, Valerie, is getting married. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
To
I think he's gonna live vicariously through her.
Well, he already does, but
well, I mean, because he's probably never gonna get married, right?
Probably not. But yeah, who's she marrying? The guy from Dexter, like his little apprentice. Sam Underwood. Yeah, he actually follows Tyrope Games on.
Oh,
Twitter.
I take back all of this. No, Sam Underwood's cool in our book. I'm sure he dislikes David as much as we do.
No, he puts in a good show. Now he's married. It's like, now I wonder how that's gonna go. It's like because he's gonna play it cool, the wife, the future fiance's family.
Yeah,
I think he's a British guy. He's a British cat.
Oh, okay.
So he's like, oh yeah, and I see pictures, they took pictures, David's David, and then Valerie, like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm doing this, and then Sam's like, yeah, all into it, yeah, part of the family, yeah, we're friends, we're the bestest of friends, right? Yeah.
And does he jump on does Sam jump on fucking David's shoulders like fucking Falcor and try and just
That dude's actually pretty tall.
Yeah.
So he's all about it, yeah, and then it's like, I wonder if he's gonna keep up that charade.
Once he actually gets to know David.
Once he gets married. But yeah, tell that fat fuck to stop calling you, mate. Hey, mate, listen here, mate.
Yeah.
You don't need to call us anymore. Stop telling your fucking sister to show your fucking shitty games. You fucking parasite, you.
Parasite. That's a really great segue into this episode.
Absolutely.
Right. Because I'm not sure how familiar all of you guys are at home about this episode, right? But the long short of it is space parasites invade the home. They have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Right? That's a 1-sentence explanation of the episode. But there's so many memorable characters that come out from this, because there's the whole Inception thing, they're telepathically bonding into no horns, but they're telepathically bonding in with these characters, making it seem like they've been there the whole time.
Do you know what we should do? We should do the Inception horns every time the new parasite introduces.
Dude, I don't think we have enough fucking Inception horns for all 250.
Oh my god,
yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Okay, well, without further ado.
So, those of you at home, if you got on DVR, YouTube, however, we're not going to question how you acquired the episode.
Firestik, which isn't
But
stealing.
that's not, no, it's, I mean, there's apps on Amazon like Netflix and whatever, right? So go ahead and zero it out to the very beginning, right? To the very beginning of the episode, 0.
From the
And then
beginning.
press play. 5, 4, 3. Okay, so
We're in the Smith household.
yeah, it starts out with their weird Uncle Steve, right? And it's kind of like, you know, with a lot of these other cold openings, you don't really know what's going on with the episode. You just kind of get thrown into something, you know, like Zorp or, you know, Blips and Chips. It's whatever, you know.
That's the way the news goes. Yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, you see this uncle and it's like, oh, okay, well, maybe he really is, you know, Jerry's brother. Haven't really seen him before.
It's one of those things where, like, you know, is this all just in Rick's imagination? Is he gonna wake up from a drunken stupor? We don't know at this point.
Yeah.
Still trying to establish that.
I'd also kind of like to point out that Uncle Steve looks like a skinnier, less drunk Dan Harmon. For those of you at home. Yeah,
he just got shot.
He just fucking blew his head off, right? We're all freaking out. And one of the great things about this episode is that they keep playing on that whole like Summer Meg kind of thing where like Summer's like the least liked person in the family.
Well, he always goes, why am I always the go-to person?
Yeah. So
That creepy bitch.
like they talk shit about like how they all got pink eye because Summer fucking was texting on the toilet. Right?
Yeah. Like what are those parasites remind you of? They're kind of like, they look like they taste like jelly beans, don't they? They kind of look like they taste like fruity.
I don't know. They look kind of like baby Sarlaccs, right? Oh, and then there's Mr. Poopy Butthole. Has always been there with us since the beginning.
Yeah, and that's weird.
Wow, wee!
Hey, look at me! I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Yeah, it's like one of those things.
Mr. Meeseeks is another great fucking episode.
That was a
Right.
good one.
Well, hey, one of the things that like they keep putting Mr. Poopy Butthole into all of this intro. Oh, and then what was the waiter's name? Mr. Beauregard.
Yeah, Bogart.
You will not go to this prom by yourself.
After much consideration, I decided not to retire. So you realize that there's like the parasite, and it's pretty funny. It's like, hey, somebody washed their hands in our last fucking intergalactic time-space continuum trip, which completely makes sense.
Yeah.
Even though the episode previous to this one had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing, because it's the cold opening. You don't know where you're at within it. That's just one of the great things about the show. It just kind of just jumps into something.
I kind of like shows like that where there is like a continuity to it, but it's not a hard continuity. It's not like you're reading chapters out of a book, but it's more like it reminds you of us at tightrope games at the con. Like David fucking punched all the buttons. What floor are we on? David, no, the beeping isn't because you don't know the floor. It's because we see the weight capacity. Take the next elevator.
The Hulk musical. You know, it said on their shirt it says smash hit.
Yeah. And then they're Sean holding his wee-wee because he has to go pee-pee.
Yeah, and then, like, no, Sean would actually be April because he's like, Brie already told me to pee my pants.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you drinking enough water?
You need to drink more water.
Hey, I'm walking here.
The fucking... Yeah, I like those shows where there's no hard continuity, but it's kind of like every show is kind of mutually exclusive. Like short stories. Like, but today's day and age, I'm not sure if short stories literally sell as much as
South Park,
novels.
South Park, or It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where there's a large overall continuity of that, but then you just get like shots into their life.
Like Firefly. I was thinking Firefly too. Yeah. Well, Firefly actually has more of a continuity to it.
Yeah.
Like they actually call back in previous episodes, where most of these shows they don't.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because, the pulp, the literary trash, basically the sitcoms, rom-coms of yesteryear were basically short stories like Lovecraft, Robert E. Howard, et al. And now it's like, now you can't. It's like you watch people don't read short stories so much. Everyone wants the fucking huge novel. And it's interesting but the whole concept behind television shows is basically short stories based.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the same thing with like sitcoms and stuff like that. Like you were saying, you watch like Family Matters or like Full House or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's a small, self-contained story that takes place in an overall larger continuity and arc. You play with the rules, but you come up with a new story.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I love about Punisher comics is that a lot of them take place like that, where they give you 3-4 issues with one story. And the cool thing is that you don't know, did this happen before? Did this happen after? Like,
right.
It's just a snapshot into that world,
It's probably because
And then, here comes another one.
I was on the wrong side of the pitchfork.
And one of our favorite characters, Sleepy Gary. Sleepy Gary. I think Sleepy Gary is what really made this episode awesome.
I'm still trying to get over Sleepy Gary. But who's your Sleepy Gary, Chris?
Photographer. Photography Raptor.
No, who's your Sleepy Gary?
James Franco.
Oh, look at you, Eric.
No, well, the thing about Sleepy Gary is like, I'm trying to think of the dad's name. I just totally blanked out.
The dad?
Yeah.
What do you mean the dad?
On the show,
Talk about Jerry?
Chris Parnell, yeah, Jerry. Jerry like projects himself into Sleepy Gary. Like Sleepy Gary's the husband, Sleepy Gary's the dad that he like never was.
Yeah.
So he's just like his friend, and he's just like off to the side, like, Sleepy Gary's Mr. Perfect, and he's just kind of, living vicariously through him. Like, that's so great.
It's like Beth's, Beth's like ideal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Husband. But it's not though. It's like his ideal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he projects himself through Sleepy Gary. Yeah. So that we're talking about the phones. Mrs. Sprinkles, right? Mrs. Tinkles, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's never bedtime in Ireland.
This is like me every night. I don't know why. Do I have a parasite in my house?
Possibly.
Oh my goodness.
Somebody's been together forever.
No, I love the like, let's go party. Let's go party. I love this shit. The callback.
Yeah. No, like this is what it's like in Ben's room every night before bed.
Yeah.
Right now. Just stands on his bed.
Those are glow sticks, though.
No, those were flashlights.
Yeah, but I use glow
Oh,
sticks.
you use do you put them on the strings like the ravers?
Yeah, I spin around. I can do like fucking katas, like with nunchucks. Like Bruce Lee with that shit at raves. People like stand clear.
And there's Photography Raptor.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. He's probably my favorite parasite.
Yeah.
Sleepy Gary is awesome, but
Sleepy Gary is great, but Photography Raptor is see like Jerry's just like automatically taking like second place.
why is he like lighter than him? That's fucked up. He's like skinnier and like is he trying to shoot fucking Summer? That's
Yeah.
like,
Again, with the whole Meg thing, they just like hate everyone hates Summer.
which is fine, but because like Rick really hates fucking Jerry.
Yeah.
He's like an unemployed fucking.
Well, the thing with Jerry and Rick is that like Rick doesn't even. It's almost like he doesn't even see him as a human.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like
I think in a future season, because we're only in 2 seasons. So
Yeah.
look like season 4 or 5. It's gonna turn out that Rick like genetically engineered.
Well,
Mark my words.
I was
Harmon, if you're listening.
I was listening to Harmontown, and I forgot who was on, and they were talking with Dan Harmon, and they were saying how they want to do some more arcs with Summer this season coming up.
Yeah.
And they actually hired some girls to be on the writing staff right? Because it's mostly men. Imagine that.
Right, yeah.
Right, mostly
You know,
men
it's
on
like-
this writing staff. So
well,
they
I mean,
hire-
it's a hit show. It's not a delicious Thanksgiving dinner.
yeah. So it's mostly men. So they
No,
were coming
not
up with the
failure.
episode, and they decided to like have this gag or whatever, and they're like, oh, what if you wanted to like come all over her face or something like that? You know, like a facial was in the part of the story. And then the girl was all like, yeah, like what if he was one of those weirdos that just likes to come all over girls' faces? And then like I guess Dan Harmon, I don't know if he was with Justin or who, but like Dan Harmon turned over and was like, yeah, weirdos. Just like yeah, weirdo likes to come all over girls' faces.
Yeah, like those weirdos with the penis.
like every guy ever. Oh, Mr. Pencilvester, what are we gonna do with you,
Well, that's a pretty funny name, though.
Mr. Pencilvester?
Pencilvester, what was
Yeah.
it, like Hamurai or...
It's Ham Samurai. Oh, and then we have Reverse Giraffe coming up pretty soon, right? But then I would say that this part right here is like the breaking part of the episode because it's funny, right? You're laughing like, oh, hey, this is real funny. And then this shit just like really gets like real for a second. It takes like kind of a 180. And I think that's what makes
Yeah, it's hilarious because like
this one really breaks the episode because I remember when this episode aired, Ben and I ran into each other at work, and this was the first thing that we talked because it's like Jerry, he's such a fucking square, you know, like
hey, maybe we could see Chewbacca.
yeah, I heard Star Wars is filming up the coast.
I'd like that.
Yeah.
So fucking like, hold on, what are they doing in a fucking boat in the
Yeah.
Mediterranean, right?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? No shirts on. They got pants on. Wear their fucking shirts. No, it's like
But this is one point right here. I'd probably say one of the only points in the entire series where Jerry steps up as a man. Right here. Hey, we agreed, never in the house.
Do you think Jerry's like projecting himself into Sleepy Gary because his like he realized that he's like threatened because he's a bitch of a man,
Yeah.
and he's probably like a cuckold to like the next like male figure that
Yeah, well, I
enters
mean,
fucking-
there's that other episode where they do like the whole couples thing or whatever, and then he's just like this parasite in a symbiotic relationship. Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, here
Remember
comes
the barbecue.
here comes
Remember the barbecue.
Reverse
There we go.
Giraffe, right? Do you know who voices Reverse Giraffe?
Who?
Keith David,
Oh wow.
right? Those of you at home, he was Goliath in Gargoyles, and anyone who loves They Live, which we derive the name of the show through They Live, he was Rowdy's buddy. Then they get in that big fight.
Just get away from me, man. I got a wife and kids.
Yeah, that's Keith David.
Put
as
on
Reverse
the
Giraffe.
glasses. You're crazy, man.
See, again, bringing it up. I just wanted to shoot Summer.
Yeah, who was that? Was that one of the Fanta chicks back there with that gap in her teeth? You see her?
Yeah, I like to Chiquita Banana.
Don't you wanna?
Chiquita Banana.
Don't
like
you
the
wanna
chick
open up
on the-
blast doors?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, and this is where he's going through all of his catch lines.
it's way. The news goes AIDS. This guy's. Dude, like Rick is probably one of the coolest fucking characters
Yeah,
ever. I
he's-
thought
he's
like
great.
Dr. Venture was a cool character.
Oh no, I think Rick's I mean, if you're not a Rick fan, all you got to see is that autoerotic assimilation episode.
That's my favorite. That is my favorite.
I need a stadium of guys who look like my dad.
The ending part of that was just amazing. When he tries to kill himself, he gets too drunk, he collapses. That was the fucking best ending ever.
Yeah.
Rick is the man.
You want to talk about something you can relate to?
Yeah, exactly. It's like Rick is up there with like Daniel Day-Lewis from There Will Be Blood. Fucking like Kylo Ren.
With Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
That looks like a toy blaster.
Yeah, it does.
Doesn't look
I wonder.
real.
I wonder what like the thing behind that is.
Probably Fallout. Looks like a Fallout weapon.
Yeah. Or did you ever play like the Call of Duty zombie games? They had one of those little toy-looking blasters. This is the part where shit gets pretty good. This is another really good turning point in the show. They start talking about like the bad memories.
It's like it's a giant duck. How do you like? And what fucking conceivable reality is a giant duck part of the family?
Yeah, but you gotta think about like they picked up this parasite on space adventures because they go around and meet people like Bird Person or Kerbopolis Michael, like all kinds of weirdos from all over.
Yeah, and it kind of manipulates the brain, I suppose. I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever.
There you go. Pants.
Nah, take that. He falls down the fucking stairs like a bitch.
He cries.
That's funny.
Grows up to become Kylo Ren. I think one of my other favorite parts about this episode was when Summer's trying to think if she has any bad memories with Morty. That's coming up. It's coming up pretty soon.
So he's like whacking off or some shit.
Yeah, in the kitchen.
I was thinking about your friend.
Yeah.
Don't shame me.
I do it in every room.
So back you're the victim here. That's fucked up. Why is like a giant black woman like
there's a
the
refrigerator? And then there's like Braveheart next to her.
Oh yeah.
Sasquatch. Oh.
I love it how when they shoot him, like no matter where they shoot him, like in the shoulder, it'll still kill it.
Yeah. Well, I mean that comes back from like the Thing, right? Because in the Thing, it was just anti-pain. So if you could put it in any kind of pain, it would show like its true form and stuff.
It's wrong to slap people across the face. That's less risky than blasting bitches.
Yeah. Fuck.
This is my favorite part. It reminds me of my high school life.
Yeah.
Pictures I want the police to take.
Yeah, coming from a broken home. Mom's too drunk to drive you to school.
Because Jerry's a bitch.
Yeah.
All our problems.
That's why she's there.
Because she married a fucking cuckold of a man.
Yeah. He hasn't put it in her front butt in years.
Oh my god, that's gross.
You don't call it the front butt?
No, I don't. That's kind of strange. That's kind of strange. I've never heard that. Like, you're fucking sick. What the fuck is wrong with you?
That's like a common term. People say that all the time.
Why? They have like homosexual fucking fantasies or what?
Mr. Pencilvester.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, man.
Who would have thought the Frankenstein was a parasite?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And that's the way the news goes. I would say the only like solid episode that April has had, or Summer has had, was the Devil one. Where remember she was working at that shop. Oh, here it is. Do I have a bad memory? Because she was about to smoke them right now. There it goes.
Stop shaming me. It's like it's supposed to be acceptable. So I like she stands there but covers her eyes. Like you think you should just walk out, right?
Yeah.
What a bitch.
Mr. Beauregard.
So Rick also has like tactical knee pads on and fucking grenades. I wish he used some of those grenades.
Yeah, that'd be pretty dope.
Hey, does that remind you of like Pac-Man? Just a bit.
Ghost in a Jar? Kind of. A little bit. And that's another example of how much of a bitch fucking Jerry is.
Yeah, Gary. Sleepy Gary's like, man.
I'm...
And she wants to do it like, you bitch.
Look at him. Just another example of how much of a bitch he is. There's no time to open the door.
This reminds me of so many real relationships of people that I know.
Yeah. And then that's when he goes, looking at you. And you throw a name out of someone who doesn't watch the show.
Look at you who doesn't watch the show.
Oh, man.
Those parasites look delicious, though. They look kind of like what kind of candy would they taste like? Like their little hair thing that sprouts out of their.
Oh, not
It would be
not the
Twizzlers.
Sour Patch Kids, the little sour ones.
Oh my god!
What?
The cat just scratched the shit out of my hand.
No, those little like sour strips, little long ones.
Yeah,
Mr. Booby Butthole.
I like her reaction. What?
Yeah. No, and then what she does after she shoots them.
She dumps a bucket of
Yeah.
wine. Oh my god, this is how we die.
But everyone
Don't fall
also-
asleep. This is fucking. It's like of all the characters, like this is
He's
actually
just
a real
crying.
one.
Yeah.
Look at it. Look at it. It's hysterical.
I'm surprised they haven't turned that into a meme. Just her crying and just like pouring wine into the glass and chugging it as it all
hysterical.
just comes down.
He says that he's sorry that you don't have any bad memories. It would make you feel more like a piece of shit. Oh, that's funny. That was a good episode.
Yeah, well, just, I guess what moral of the story is,
If you're married, don't be a bitch.
yeah. Maybe, it's looking better. No, leave me alone. Don't.
This is how we die.
He's not pressing charge.
Oh no. Whether or not Rick has a perpetual vomit just like on
Yeah,
his
hanging
lip.
from his lip.
Yeah. He's like such a piece of shit, but it's fucking hilarious. Yeah, who do they model his hair after?
I don't know. It's kind of like Super Saiyan.
Reminds me of like Yu-Gi-Oh or some shit. No,
Yeah, kind of.
look at the starburst kind of.
I mean, I'm sure in the concept art they were going for like the Doc Brown thing because Doc Brown kind of has like hair, kind of,
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
I think
Can you do a Doc Brown?
No.
Oh, wait, hold on.
I think it'd be cooler if they could give him like
Morty! No, no, it wasn't that good.
maybe if they gave him like a fucking afro or something. That'd have been cool.
Well, that one episode when you see all the Ricks, there's like a ton of different Ricks with different hairdos and stuff.
Yeah. Maybe give him a mustache too.
Again, if you reference that. Oh, no. Okay, since David's not here.
Again, if you would have seen any of the episodes like I haven't, you know that there are multiple Ricks aside from Rick Prime that have various facial hairs and hairdos.
A quick Google search reveals that my knowledge base all comes from the internet. And fuck you for not using it. It would be funny. It's like we preempt all his arguments one day by Googling all the fucking... Because he's lazy. I mean, look at his physique. All the 1, 2, and 3 like Google entries from everything we bring up. It's like, oh, I remember that website. Blah blah blah.
If we altered like Wikipedia to to fit our views,
Yes.
and then just have a guided discussion, so that way he's like quick referencing, and then just like getting shot down the entire time because it's siding with us.
Yeah. That'd be fucking.
That's
lame.
winning on every scale.
That's domination.
Yeah,
That's like crushing someone.
total face fucking, just like.
All right.
Well,
Well,
cool. Well, hey, thanks for stopping by. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. Make sure you guys follow us on Facebook. If you have any questions or ideas for the show, make sure you write us. Facebook, contacttheypod@gmail.com.
yeah, we stay up late.
Twitter, iTunes. Oh, no, we're not Twitter. Facebook, iTunes, We're on Stitcher, YouTube. Subscribe.
Yeah. iTunes is a big one. We also have their website,
Podbean.
Troll by Night Productions.
It's trollbynight.com.
Trollbynight.com.
Yeah.
So many times I've been to the website.
Yeah, well, maybe we can get Mr. Dreamweaver to update a little bit because we're trying to get some shirts and stickers and stuff, but it's not happening tomorrow. This is going to take a little bit of time.
Yeah, it's not happening today-ish.
So,
If you guys want to be on the show, send us a texted private chat thing, a post.
walk up to us. Most of our subscribers like see us in person on a regular basis. Walk up to us and say, "Yeah, I just want to be on the show." And it's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, come on and be on the show right now." Right?
Yeah. One, you have to
Frank.
drink. Maybe you don't have to drink.
No.
We all drink.
David doesn't drink.
That's true.
He drinks gravy. But...
I was gonna say gravy
What did you say that?
doesn't have flour in it. Flour. That's too much like a vegetable.
How about this? Let's do it new style. Like I'll fade us out to like some fancy music. And then we can pretend like we're shuffling papers and stuff like that. Okay. So yeah, it's like, we pretend like we're having a conversation, just kind of like, oh yeah.